he's an asshole. I mean, this dude is awful.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say about Tom.
Fair enough then.
He's the type of dude that looks like he wears tighty whities. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like you go in somewhere, like you're in a bar and you're talking to a girl and some guy walks up and starts talking to you, like, I bet this dude wears tighty whities. That's Tom Holland. Tighty whities. He still wears Fruit of the Looms. That's Tom Holland.
Okay.
Baby powder. When you think of Tom Holland, think of baby powder.
Right. So is that what he's going to get at the end of the shoot then? A pair of tighty whities and baby powder as a gift from you?
No, I'm going to get him a pair of boxer briefs.
Okay.
I'm going to make him grow up. I'm going to make him grow up. No more tighty whitey Tom. That's what I call him, tighty whitey Tom, by the way. You can call him that.
I can suddenly see that trending on Twitter.
That's it. Hashtag tighty whitey Tom.
But tidy whities and Tom Holland aside, what has it been like for you being involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
It's been amazing, man. The Marvel being a part of that is truly a dream come true. I feel like if you look at the Marvel movies, what they've been able to do over the past 10 years with story, with character development, it's a relationship. You know, you've kind of grown up with these characters, at least I have. And being asked to be a part of it was like being nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
It was a huge achievement in my career. And I've been very fortunate. I've done a lot of really awesome projects. And the Falcon is like the crowning jewel in my career.
And you've got to play him as in an incredible kick-ass form, as you mentioned there earlier. What is it like then when you get action figures? Because you've got like some children as well, and is it really cool for them to play with Daddy's action figure and reenact the scenes, or do you kind of like not let them?
Not at all, man. My kids, like, I'm like, you know, your dad is a superhero, dog. Like, I'm cool. Nothing. It's Halloween, my one kid is like, I want to be Spider-Man. The other kid is like, I want to be the Incredible Hulk. I'm like, you live with a superhero. Literally, superhero made you breakfast and took you to school. Every day. And you, nothing.
Is it at this point you go, look, superheroes keeping the house over your head right now?
Well, no. Well, that's a whole nother situation. I'm like, look, come on. But, no, my kids they're hilarious because at the end of the day, I'm just dad. You know, I'm like, it's broken, fix it. I'm hungry, make it. You know, it's like I'm crying, hold me. And that's the way I like it. I mean, I feel like if at any point in time they look at me as Falcon instead of Anthony, I will be heartbroken.
And because I suppose in that way you already a superhero because you're dad.
That's what I say, but I don't believe that. I mean, come on. It's something really, like, one time I bought, when my action figure first came out, I go to, you know, stores. I won't say any stores, but let's say I was at a big toy store. And I saw a thing of my action figures. So I was like, that's me, right? So I run up and my son goes, Daddy, that's you. I was like, that's me. And he pressed the button and the dude sounded like, I don't know what the voice was, but it wasn't my voice.
Oh.
And I was like, why didn't they just call me and use my voice? Like, I would have did it for free. Don't get some other dude, like, to do my voice. So my kid looks at it, and he pressed the button, he pressed it again, he pressed it the fourth time, and he turns to me, he goes, Daddy, this isn't you. And I was like, nah, that's me. He goes, no, this isn't you. I was like, no, it's my figure. And he goes, no, Dad, I don't think this is yours. We should keep looking. I'm like, dude, that's me. So I take it up to the front. Literally, I'm with a 5-year-old. I take it up to the front. I'm like, excuse me, is this me? The woman goes, what? I said, is this me? This is my action figure, is this me? And she goes, you can be whoever you want. So I'm over it. I'm over it. The superhero life sucks.
What a very inspirational shop you go to.
It's man, very annoying. Very annoying. It's like if you had a superhero and you were like, your line was like, get out of the car now. And when they hire me to say, like, say get out of the car now.
Get out of the car now.
Oh, that's not your voice! Sorry. Christian Bale, oh, that's not your voice.
Okay, get out of the car now.
Okay, that's you. Now move your lips and I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
Get out of the car now. Whole different action figure. Whole different action figure.
To be fair, if I'd sounded like that at school, I would have had a much better experience at school. I'm like infinitely cooler. So, but for you then, I mean, what's been some of the fun things you have been filming on the Avengers series and Captain America?
Well, I've been, I got to hang out with Scarlett Johansson. See, it just works every single time. Every single time. No, it's been cool, man. You know, as everyone knows, these two movies that we're filming are just huge in scope and cast and size and story, everything. And, you know, there's some amazing people that they've cast in these roles. So it's fun to go to work every day and hang out with these legendary actors. You know? And then, you know, they're shooting Ant-Man down the street, so I just go and bully Paul Rudd for an hour, then come back to set. You know, everybody feels better about themselves.
What a great lunch break you have.
It's great, it's great. If I just walk on the Ant-Man set and like steal stuff out of their crafty, I'm like, I dare you to tell me something, Paul. He never does.
So we're going to open the questions now to the audience. So if you would like to go, there are two microphones that are sort of positioned in the middle that's there. So if you would like to go and stand by the microphones, ladies and gentlemen, we will open up the questions to you. Feel free to ask, and whatever you may wish. But one thing you alluded to earlier, you said about the projects you've done, you also worked with Eminem on 8 Mile. What was it like to actually have to know you were going to be rapping alongside who at that point was an accomplished rapper like Eminem?
It was fun, man. I was excited because to me at that time Eminem was at the top of the game. So I felt like if I could hold my own with Eminem, people would think I was one of the best rappers alive. Then the movie came out, and we all know how that ended. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, for that to be Eminem's first movie. I mean, all of us, really except Mekhi Phifer, that was our first movie, and we were just a bunch of young, dumb kids. Like having fun, and that's why the movie turned out so well. I mean, it was cold as all being, but other than that, it was a great time.
And you delivered certainly a memorable performance in that, which is sort of why we're still talking about it today. But we're going to kick off our questions with this lady on the side here in the white t-shirt.
Hi, the Hurt Locker is...
Don't yell at me, thank you.
The Hurt Locker is one of my favorite films ever, and you worked with Jeremy in both like really different environments. And do you think you were different people, like from the Hurt Locker to the Avengers, or how was the experience like?
You know, Jeremy and I have always been the same two guys, and we've always, since the first day we met, we've always had the same relationship. We've always been good friends, we've always been confidants, and with you know, the Hurt Locker, it was Brian Garrity, myself, and Jeremy. And we've been friends since then. And it was exciting going into Avengers, you know, knowing Jeremy was already an Avenger. You know, it's, the Hurt Locker definitely put us on a path to be where we are today. That was both of our first, like, big movies to break out from. So, the Avengers just added to that. But our relationship hasn't changed. We still make fun of each other, you know.
Did you prefer like one of the cast and working with one of the casts to the other, or is it just different?
On Hurt Locker?
Yeah, from the Hurt Locker to the Avengers, yeah.
Well, the Hurt Locker was 3 people So, but we were in the Middle East, so that kind of messes it up. You know, Avengers, we were in Atlanta, and it's like 100 people, but we have air conditioning and food. So, I would have to say Avengers.
Well, you have a...
But I did get to eat shawarma on Hurt Locker, a little bit of shisha. So, that's hard to say. Who don't love shisha?
Okay,
you love shisha? Hookah? No? No hookah.
I sense a cookery show in the future.
She loves hookah.
We're going to move over to this young gentleman this time.
So I was just wondering, in your honest opinion, Team Captain America or Team Iron Man?
In my honest, humble opinion...
Iron Man!
You're running where? I would have to say Team Cap. I think we should all be free to make our own decisions and choices, but you should be very upfront and willing to take responsibility for your decisions and choices.
Now we'll go on to a young person over this side.
If you could play any other character in the MCU, who would you play and why?
Great question. Does it have to be in the MCU?
Yes.
You know what? You know what there? I always say Hulk, but I was very upset when I wasn't cast as Beast in X-Men. He's blue. He's blue. He's blue. He's blue. Like, Beast is the man. Just straight up hang upside down and read books all day. In little shorts and no shirt. Gangster. So you weren't thinking I was gonna say Beast, were you?
No.
Check out Beast, dog. Check out Beast. Smart. You there, Lutis?
What was the funniest behind-the-scenes moment while filming with the Avengers?
Let's see. I mean, we're still filming, so they're still happening. That was funny. It was really funny. Well, that was mean. That's a hard question. There are a lot of funny moments. Probably, we had this idea of making a music video of this song, and we shot half of it, and then people realized how bad they were at dancing, and we couldn't get anybody else to dance. But, you know, Mark Ruffalo dancing is a spectacle that everyone should behold once in their life. Once. You never want to see it twice. So that was probably it. Mark Ruffalo with polka dots and a skin-tight suit all over, dancing. Awful.
Just a quick follow-up to that as well. Have you ever played any pranks on your fellow actors?
No, I haven't. The pranks are hard to come by, and we have a sacred vow that if we do, we don't talk about them. So I almost pushed Tom Holland in the lake, but he got so angry that he almost jumped in the lake trying to push me in the lake, which made it so much better. Yeah, anything on Tom Holland.
Thank you.
No problem.
Have a question over this side?
Hi.
What's up, other black guy?
I'm good, my man, I'm good.
Living the dream, dog.
Damn straight, damn straight.
No doubt, no doubt.
So, I'm going to ask the question that pretty much everybody wants to know. What can you tell us about Infinity War?
You know what's interesting about that question, other black guy? If I tell you everything about the movie right now, you will be so pissed. And then you'll be like, well, why go see the movie?
You don't say it in front of them.
I'm kind of in the front of it.
After the show.
Oh, so now you want personal time. Oh, so now we're going on a date and shit. Okay, I heard about guys like you. I mean, it's cool.
I think I'm the other black guy.
I got you, other black guy, with you, dog. Get at your boy, dog. We can do this all day, homie. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. This is how we speak jive to each other. No, I'll tell you this about Infinity War. It's a war of infinite proportions. Spoiler alert. That's it. That's all you're getting, dog.
Not even dinner?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay, so we're going to move over to this side then.
Hello.
What's up?
I was going to ask you, is there any chance that we'll see Falcon take on the Captain America mantle in the following MCU?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you know, the MCU is a weird universe because we don't know anything until we shoot it. Like, you know, we're in the middle of shooting Avengers 4 and I still don't know what's happening. Because we get the pages we're shooting that day and nothing else about the movie. So, we'll see.
Would you be up for it?
What?
Would you be up for it?
No. No. No.
Thank you.
And so do you then, when you finally see the movie back, does it actually ever, do you then go, oh, and then it all clicks into place and when you see the final movie?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's funny, like my first day on a Marvel set, they bring me in, they put me on a platform 30 feet in the air, they put all the cables on me. They're like, all right, we want you to jump off backwards, turn over like you're shooting machine guns at a helicopter as it's going over your head and you're about to fly away. Okay, roll sound, here we are. And that was the first day, the first moment we shot on Captain America, Winter Soldier. And I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know what was happening in the movie, but the trailer came out 2 months later, and that was the moment that was in the trailer.
Wow.
I was like, oh, it didn't even make the movie. Like, it ain't even in the movie, but it's in the trailer. So a lot of times, you know, with the Russo brothers, you don't even question it, man. They have a whole thing, you know, that they see for these movies, and we just are along for the ride.
So a lot of blind faith then, isn't it?
Blind faith, but enjoyable. I mean, I've been in some movies where you went into it wide-eyed and excited, and then you saw the movie. And as they say in the hood, oy vey.
And we're going to go back to this side here.
So, why is Tom Holland an arsehole?
Very good question. Very good question. No, all jokes aside, he's not. We just make fun of each other all the time. All the time. And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun. He's an asshole because he lives with his mom. Everybody knows that, right? Tom Holland lives at home.
And next question then, it looks like the Peggy Carter there.
Lives at home. Sleeps in his like little twin bed. Pick posters of Justin Timberlake on the wall. Such a nerd. Hello, beautiful lady.
Hello. As one of the few actors of colour in the MCU, what do you think that big companies like Marvel and DC can do to improve representation in their superhero films, basically?
What sound did you just make? Wait, I heard you like moan and then people clapped. Did you hear that?
I did, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. It sounded like a dying llama. Everybody was like, yeah, kill that llama. Well, I think DC and Marvel have made huge strides, unlike any other part of the film business, to diversify their portfolio. I think if you look at just everything that they've done on television, everything that they've done on film, there's been multiple shows that have had female leads. I mean, Miss Haley Atwell is here today, and she was the lead of one of the shows. If you look at what they're doing with Black Panther, what they're doing with my character, if you looked at the amount of women and minorities that they've put to the forefront of those two universes, I think they've set a precedent that the rest of Hollywood and the film business should get behind. I'm sorry you killed that llama.
We go to this side again?
Yeah, linking to the earlier question from the other guy, both Falcon and Bucky have been Captain America at one point. Which one of those would you want to see in the MCU?
You're asking me if I want him or me to be Cap. That's a hard question. You know, it's interesting. It's funny because those would be very different Caps. I would be very interested to see what Bucky would look like as Cap, because I know the Falcon as Cap would be extremely different. So it's all about your taste. It's all about what type of Cap you're interested in seeing. Like, you know, Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, as opposed to David Craig. Daniel Craig is a very different Bond. A lot of this. Pierce Brosnan was a funny Bond out of this. You know, who else can make this line work? In the history of film, I thought Christmas only came once a year. Best line of all time. Pierce Brosnan nailed it. That's all I gotta say. Do you want Pierce Brosnan or Daniel Craig? Think about it. Think about it.
Thanks very much.
How would your James Bond be then if you...
Oh man, my James Bond, I'm glad you asked. Because I've thought about this a lot. My James Bond would be cool. I mean, milky, smooth. No nonsense, no pretense. You know what I mean? Yep. Straight up on the hip all day. Black on black on black. Down low 20-inch rims. Ass. Nice. 6x9, pumping, 808 in the trunk. Drop top. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm sold.
What I just said was my James Bond would be a very, very mellow man with the ladies. He would be very aggressive in his fighting style, and his Aston Martin would be a convertible on 20-inch rims with an 808 sound system in the trunk so you can hear him coming. That's my Bond.
I think they got a good reaction out of that.
That's it. Convertible ass. Yeah.
So we're going to go over to this question here.
I'm going to say excluding Falcon. Excluding Falcon. Out of all the characters you've played, who's been the most interesting?
Great question. I did this movie, actually it's weird because I watched it last week in my hotel. I did this movie called We Are Marshall where I played this character, Nate Ruffin. And We Are Marshall is the story of the 1972 Marshall football team, college football team coming back from a game, and the team crashed and killed 75 people. Football team members, coaches, and boosters, and university staff. And we shot in Huntington, West Virginia, at the university. And it was a harrowing experience. It was humbling to see, you know, damn near 40 years later, how this community was still affected by this crash. And, you know, to meet his family and how so many people were still holding on to the legacy of these people that they lost on this crash.
It's been pretty tough.
It was very tough. It was very tough. But the great thing about it is the movie was able to help them move on from it, like closure. But it was a hard movie to shoot.
What is it like kind of then finding out that they use that in a really cathartic way?
It was humbling. I mean, you know, as an actor, as anything, you don't know how your work affects people. As a creator, you don't, when you put it out in the ethos, you don't know how people will receive it. So to know that it was received and digested in a way that it helped them live a better life, it was very humbling, and it made me take focus and appreciate more what I'm able to do as an artist.
Now we're moving to this side.
I have a question and a request. So the question is, if you had to pick...
That's a line for question.
Okay, so if you had to pick to bully either Tom Holland or Paul Rudd, who would you pick? Because I went to school with Tom Holland and he didn't seem that bad.
That means you were a tighty-whitey. You want to know what a person that looks like a real tighty-whitey? This guy, right here.
They're comfortable.
Oh, you're great. So if I had to pick between Tom Holland and Paul Rudd,
yeah,
to beat up,
not to beat up,
watch football with, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
To prank.
To prank?
Yes.
Oh, I would prank Paul Rudd every day of the week. Because it's so easy, man. It's just easy. He's an easy target. Like Tom is always, you know, watching his six. Like he's always nervous, you know. Like, he knows something going down. But Paul is just happy. Like, yeah. So he's easy to get.
Okay, and my request is, you said you had practiced your James Bond. Can we hear your British accent?
All right, just so you know, all right? So there are many different, first of all, come here. Thank you, thank you. Just so you know, I have the worst British accent in the history of the world, all right? But the problem with the British accent is there's 5,000 million different accents. Everybody speaks a different accent, all right? So I've been working on my accent for like 6 months. So you ready, Danny? All right. That's my British teacher, Danny. He helped me with my accent. So I'm gonna do the rest of the panel in my British accent. I'm gonna answer your request by answering the next question. Watch this. Cool. I'm so excited. Genuinely is so excited. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to do my British accent in a room full of British people. Come on. Let's do it. Oh, this probably almost as excited. If you're recording this, this is for Chris Evans. You always make fun of my British accent. All right, here we go.
First off, I'd just like to say that I'm, of course, a boxer man. It's got to be boxer.
See? What accent is that? What language is that?
First, I'd like to say that I am a boxer man too. I'm all behind that.
Oh, okay, good. I need a translator.
You've obviously done a lot of serious roles. Have there been any roles that have really got to you because of either research or seeing the situations you have to act out?
Well, all right. Well, a role that really excites me was when I played Martin Luther King. Something I think maybe it touched me whole in my heart. In your face, Danny, in your face. Now I'm about to mess it up. No, it was did All the Way, and I played Martin Luther King with Bryan Cranston. It was a humbling experience. I think in 2017 we don't understand the mentality or mindset of people just simply trying to survive 50 years ago. And to have to go back to that, to have to look at the physical abuse and mental trauma that people went through and were expected to deal with and move on was very, very humbling. And I think when you look at people today, there's an aspect of PTSD involved in it. There's an aspect of paranoia and sickness involved in that. So it really changed my perspective and my view on the world around me, but humbled me to realize how lucky I am and how fortunate I am to have kids and raise them without that ignorance and hatred in their heart. I couldn't say all that with a British accent. I was like,
Hi, I wanted to ask what inspired you to pursue acting as a career, especially when it's such a hard industry to break into and be successful in?
Well, you have to ask yourself a question. Do you want to be a working actor or do you want to be a celebrity? Those are two very different things. When I decided to be an actor, I wanted to be a working actor. I wanted to do theater. I wanted to do plays. I was doing workshops and stuff like that. I didn't get into it to be in movies. I didn't get into it to be Falcon. That's why, I went to drama high school. I went to Juilliard for drama. I was discovered doing theater in New York. So it's different when you get into it and you're like, I want to be famous. Because you'll never, it's hard to attain an unattainable dream. Celebrity is not a human emotion. Like, I didn't get into the business saying I wanted to be famous. I got into the business saying I wanted to be happy. And acting made me happy. So even if I wasn't in any of these movies and I was doing a play in, Weldonshire or somewhere, that's a real place, I would be happy because I love acting. I don't love the idea of being a celebrity. So I pursued the craft of acting as opposed to the ridiculousness of celebrity.
Thank you.
No problem. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. What's up, little man? No?
How's your wings fly?
Oh, come on. Look at that. Well, you disappeared? All right, here we go. Well, my wings are on a jetpack. So when the wings come out, my jetpack flies. But if I don't have the wings, I will plummet to the earth and land hardly. Does that answer your question, little man?
Yeah.
We've got a question for this person here.
First of all, since we're all doing accents over here, let me take my turn to do one. Let me tell you something about this man. His real name's not Anthony, his real name's Clarence.
Are you drunk?
You went to Cranbrook. That's a private school.
Everybody's like, you're drunk. He's doing the rhyme from 8 Mile. It was one of my first movies. Starred me as Eminem. You should have got an Oscar nomination because I was great as Eminem.
Thank you for responding to that. Giving some context there. As long as you get it, that's all that matters. But yeah, that was the first role that I saw you in, and I thought you were really great as Papa Dog. Obviously you've already just said how it was working with Eminem. I just wanted to know, where do you rank Eminem in your top 5 rap artists, like ever? Like, scenes from that film?
Eminem's in my top 10, he's not in my top 5.
Would you tell that to him in person, or?
Yeah, we've had this conversation several times. I mean, if you think about it, there are a bazillion rappers out there. Everybody think they're a rapper. You know, you go to Brixton, everybody's a rapper. But, true story. But, you know, M is definitely in my top 10 just because he's a lyricist. I mean, his use of vocabulary and syncopation of beats is crazy. But, you know, you look at some of the other people that have come before him, you look at shit, before him, you look at Andre 3000. You know, you look at Big L. I mean, you look at Tupac. I mean, there's some MCs out there, you know, if you haven't heard of Rakim, Google it, look it up.
I know my history.
The man kind of invented rhyming. I mean, simple and plain, quiet as kept, KRS-One. I mean, Busta Rhymes. We talking about people who have careers over 30 years. So he's in my top 10. He's in my top 10.
That's great. Thanks again for talking to me.
But Rakim, dog, if you don't know Rakim,
I do know him. I do know him. I just thought you'd have more of a connection with Eminem after meeting him and seeing his mediocre.
No, I could work with you, and I think you'd. No, I'm not. Okay.
I respect that. Congrats on everything.
Thanks, big man. I appreciate it. And then we gotta go to this side.
Hello. This is a double-barrel question. First of all, Anthony, I just wanted to know, so since you've been in this business all this time, obviously you went to drama school, Judah, so how has the business evolved in your eyes till what it is today? What have you noticed, the changes and everything and that? And the second question, part of the question is, how have you found, obviously playing at Falcon has brought you into the fantasy comic world, and how have you found the loyalty of the sci-fi genre fan, which is quite immense usually? I just want to see your opinion on that, really.
Wait, are you, I think I understand what you're asking.
Second one?
No. The playing Falcon hasn't brought me into the comic book world at all. I literally have somebody tell me, who, like, I have no idea, I don't read comic book, I have no idea. You bring up Minecraft, I'm like, I have no idea. I don't read comic books or anything at all. Like, now, if it's some Powerpuff Girls, we can go at it. But, first of all, who's the new Powerpuff Girl with the blue hair? Who's that? No one knows. Because I love the blossom, bubbles, and buttercup. No, but I'm old school. I mean, I grew up on cartoons, you know, Tom and Jerry and all them. I never got into comic books. And it's funny now that people say, oh, I used to read all the comic books. And I'm like, that's funny, because if everybody read comic books, why did all the comic book stores go out of business? You know what I mean? So being Falcon hasn't gotten me into comic books or any of that stuff at all. I appreciate it, but no, I Japanime and all that stuff, I'm like, I can't. I do not understand any of it. And the business has changed interestingly in the past 16 years that I've been in it, because it used to be people going to the movies used to be an experience. It used to be a family affair. It used to be an event. Whereas now, you know, if people will go see movies just because they said it's going to be #1, and everybody know the movie's bad. You know, you'll read a review on Rotten Tomatoes and be like, oh, they gave it, you know, 75% tomatoes, it's fresh, I should go see it. But they haven't even seen the movie. You know, so the evolution of the business has gone to, like, there are no movie stars anymore. Like, Anthony Mackie isn't a movie star. The Falcon is a movie star. And that's what's weird. It used to be with Tom Cruise and Will Smith and Stallone and Schwarzenegger. When you went to the movies, you went to go see the Stallone movie. You went to go see the Schwarzenegger movie. Now you go see X-Men. So the evolution of the superhero has meant the death of the movie star. And that's the fear now, because you're now making movies for 16-year-olds and China. And that's it. You think of some of your favorite movies growing up, those movies wouldn't get made today.
Goonies?
Wouldn't get made today.
Halloween?
Wouldn't get made today.
Thing?
Wouldn't get made today. And all of them you watch Stranger Things on Netflix. Has anybody ever seen Stranger Things? Stranger Things is Goonies.
Is everything?
It's Goonies. 3 kids go on a mission, find underground, there's an alien, kill the alien, Goonies. Even when they found the little dark world where the alien was, they went down the slide like, Goonies. So it's a different time now. The business, they make movies for specific audiences as opposed to just making good movies. And that's why people stop going to the movies, because most of the movies suck.
Well, it's funny because they say it's the golden age of television, and a lot of actors now dovetailing between it. Even yourself, you did was it HBO? Malcolm Luther King film. So is that going to continue? Like,
of course.
Actors dovetailing? Like,
no, of course, because movies cost too much now. So in order to do it, you have to do it on TV, because there's so many outlets. It don't make sense to put it in a movie theater because, you know, popcorn is so much. I mean, I take my kids to the movies to see Avengers. It's $150. I'm like, I don't even want to see myself that much. You know, whereas I have a great sound system in my house with a great TV. I have my own popcorn maker. I got my own cabinet with in it, you know what I'm saying? So I can sit here for $8 and watch this movie just like I'm in a movie theater, pause it, freshen and come right back to it. So why go to the movies? So it's the cycle, the evolution of not only filmmaking, but the education of the film going populace that has evolved.
Thank you.
No problem.
You mentioned there several kind of 80s great movies and things like that were brought up there. If you could protect one 80s movie or favourite movie was and stop it being remade, so that you could forever have that original one, which movie would you think it would be?
Just every movie. Just stop remaking movies. Just, you know, stop. Of course, like Scarface, Godfather, Platoon, Smokey and the Bandit. Great movie. Burt Reynolds, Harry Chess, can't beat it. Steel Magnolias. Don't remake that with a bunch of 21-year-old girls. They can't do that. You know, they don't have the experience. Those are women. Great movie though. Coming to America, best movie ever made. But anything Eddie Murphy has done before The Golden Child. Anything before The Golden Child, protect it, put it in the vault, never remake.
Sounds good to me. And we've got at least time for a couple more questions, so we're going to start.
We're going to burn through these. I'm getting to, watch this. Go.
Hello. So, straying away from films a little bit, what would you say is like a recommended pickup line?
Recommended pickup line?
Yeah.
So check it out. This is good, all right? So, you know, everybody's out there on their phones and stuff like that. So you see a girl on her phone, I don't know what you use to pick up dudes, I don't know. But you can use this on the tube, all right? So if a girl is sitting down texting on her phone, you go over to her and say, hey, stop texting me, people are watching. Then she's like, yeah, how's it go? You know? Because they just want to see the personality. They want to know that you're not a cuckoo. As soon as a girl thinks you're not a cuckoo, you're in. And with dudes, as soon as, well, if you say hello to a dude, you're in. We're so excited for a girl to say one word to us. It's like, hi, hello. That's it.
So is this the kind of advice you'll be giving Tom Holland?
No, he's awful with, no. That dude couldn't pick up a girl with a truck. He's awful.
I go over to Taylor.
Hi, sweetie.
That worked, see? I was like, yeah.
Major inspiration to me. You just made me feel like I can go do something. Instead of just not staying doing nothing. Also, I have a question. My friend asked me to ask you. What's Chris Evans' favorite pizza topping?
You know what? That guy likes a pepperoni pizza.
Right, she told me if you didn't say Sebastian Stan, I have to like punch you or something.
Wait, his favorite pizza topping is Sebastian Stan?
I don't know.
Kinky. I like it, I like it. I like it. We can go there, all right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm mopping what you're spilling, baby. I'm mopping what you're spilling.
Oh yeah, thank you.
No problem.
This guy here?
This is the guy with the coolest t-shirt at this whole con. Everybody find out where he bought it and get one. Because I'm going to get one.
Who's your favorite Avenger and who do you think is the strongest?
Who I think is the strongest? What? My favorite Avenger is the Incredible Hulk, of course. And he's definitely the strongest because they had to make the Hulk Buster and he couldn't bust him. Gangster. And he's green. Can't beat, well, you can beat green with blue. Green is a close second. Green is a close second.
Hulk isn't the strongest. Scarlet Witches.
Who?
Scarlet Witch.
You're drunk. Well, hey there, little man, what's up? You there, Sire? Squire? Is it Squire?
Sire was the
Sire? What?
When you're making the movies, were you actually doing the stunts and the fighting?
Great question, young man. Well asked. No. I have a great stuntman that looks just like me. And it's literally like a cartoon. I do this and they say, cut! And he comes in, I walk out, and he jumps off the building. And I'm like, good for you. Everyone has a job to do. Let that man do his job. I'm not here to do his job. That's how you break it. You there, Winter Soldier.
Can you move your seat up?
What?
Sorry, my question is, what was it like filming, sorry, forgotten. What was that like filming?
There's only like a few movies you can finish that sentence so you can figure it out.
What was it like with 3 people in the Volkswagen Beetle scene?
Have you ever been in a Volkswagen?
Yeah, they're very small.
Right, they're very small. And all of us are like between 5'11" and 6'1".
So how did you all fit?
It didn't. It was the funny thing about the Volkswagen. So that little car is the best piece of crap on earth. So sometimes the door will fly open. Like, oh, this is a funny blooper. When we were shooting Civil War, we were driving the Volkswagen up the ramp in the garage to go meet Paul Rudd and everybody. So we turn the curve and the door flies open. And Chris can't get the car in gear. So we're headed at the wall at like 20 miles an hour. So Chris and I are about to jump and like leave Sebastian. It's like each man for himself, dog. But he got the car stopped, but Sebastian wasn't very happy. I'm like, you got the back seat, dog. That's kind of how it goes.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, we got to do one more. Come on.
Okay, one more.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, I was wondering if you could have any weapons on your armor, what would it be?
See, how do you not get that question? You know, if I could have any weapon, I would have a killer sound system in my bag. I mean, can you imagine that? Me flying up and playing like Prince? You know what I mean? Playing like Michael Jackson?
No.
Like the Beatles? Here come old black top, here come. That would be jamming, man. See, Falcon is Cap. That's Falcon is Cap. My suit is going to become like the Cadillac of flying suits. That don't mean nothing to you now, but it will in 10 years. When you find out what a Cadillac is.
Right.
Right. Yeah, see that Tom Holland. Yeah. You there, lady?
Hey, I was gonna. This is terrifying. I was gonna do a really heartwarming question about kind of who you inspired that. Then I really wondered, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does Robert Downey Jr. annoy you?
You know what? Robert Downey Jr. introduced me to caviar and quinoa. I love Robert Downey Jr. True story. True story. And he has the softest couch I've ever sat on in my life. Huge couch. It's like a 12-person couch. And literally, you sit on it and you just lay down. Unwillingly, you sit and all of a sudden, you lay down. And he has great caviar. Huh?
Haven't done anything to annoy you or maybe your program?
No. He introduced, have you ever had quinoa?
No idea.
Go to the store, buy some quinoa, boil it. Put a little balsamic vinaigrette on it, chop up some onions, carrots, a little bit of sauce, fry an egg, toss it in there. Quinoa salad. Robert Downey Jr. All right. The lady there in the red, well, there are only 4 more people. All right, we're going to burn through these. How much time do we have?
We literally are over now.
Oh. All right. Okay. Okay, quick, yes, no, go!
Go.
What research did you do for Falcon? Like in the Civil War, there's a section where you talk about also.
Good question. I did a lot of research. I went and met with some vets. I did a lot of studying on PTSD, met with some counselors at the VA hospital in New Orleans, and also I went skydiving so I could feel the pressure against my face of falling. And it hurts. And that's the majority of my Falcon research. Go!
Yo, what's up?
What up, dog?
Big fan.
Answer your question.
Oh shit. You played Tupac, and you were amazing in that. I just want to know your honest opinions on All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me, the album or the movie?
Both.
The album. First double CD by a hip-hop artist, triple platinum, great album. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't want to with me. That, one of the greatest lines of all time. That's the way to start a line. The movie was good. I feel like they did Tupac a great service by telling the story. If you don't own All Eyes on Me, go get it. Hello.
Do you think your children respect you as an actor?
Oh, I love you. They do. My son, okay, all right, I'm a brag. All right, I'm a brag. You ready? All right, this is what bragging looks like. So I did Sesame Street. All right, I was with Cookie Monster on Sesame Street. All right, I'm bragging. And my kids saw it. And I wasn't home. My son called me and was like, "Daddy, you know Cookie Monster?" And I was like, "Yeah, Cookie Monster's my man." And he goes, "You know what, Daddy? You're the coolest daddy ever." Hang out with Cookie Monster. Go.
Oh yeah, I've got one question I want to request. The question is, if you could do a rap battle again with Eminem, would you do it?
Of course I would. I'm not scared of no Eminem. He can't mess with me. I'll rap so hard he'll have to pee. See, I just went straight, blah, blah, and you got nervous. Go.
If you got hypothetically, after this, you got offered the part of the Beast, would you take it?
Ooh, Beast Falcon. You know what? I wouldn't, because Kelsey Grammer plays the Beast, and he's one of the greatest actors alive, and I love watching Kelsey Grammer act. But if Kelsey Grammer put down the mantle of Beast, I would love to be Beast. I would also love to be Blade. If that's my thing. That's my thing. I'm just putting it out there in the ethos. Blade in Beast. Go.
If the Falcon had a solo movie, who would, of the Avengers, who would you want to have by you?
Who would I
Who would you want on your team?
Ooh, okay. So, I would want, I would want Hulk, because he's smart and he's big. I would want Winter Soldier, because Sebastian's my man and we can hang out when we're not working. And I would want Kobe Smulders, because I love her so much. And she's the most talented woman on the planet. You there, Yellow Jacket.
Hiya, big fan.
Thanks.
I just want to ask, from being an expired actor, how would I get an expiring actor?
Oh, I was like, you're 12. How did you explain? You have a lot of life ahead of you, kid.
How would someone get into your position from going from, like, college and being in your position?
Take classes. I always tell people, you want to be bad in class, not when you get the job. Take classes and get all of your bad acting out. Because if you get a movie and you're bad in a movie, you will be expired. Trust me. You there, go!
Who would win in a fight? Iron Man or Falcon?
Well, Iron Man would win because he's covered in iron. Now, if he were to take off some of that iron and we go at it, I'm pretty sure I can give him some. But he's covered in iron. He has too many gadgets.
Surely that would weigh him down, though.
What?
Surely that would weigh him down.
No, because he flies. So he's not that heavy. You there, go.
I know you don't know much about the Marvel comics and things. You said you didn't read them, but if you could play if you could play a different one of the Avengers, which one would you play?
Oh, just said that. I would play the Hulk.
You had answered that already.
I did. I must
have missed that.
It's all right. I got you, Playboy. Yeah. Appreciate you though. Hello, love.
Hi. Who would you fight? Who would win against Falcon or Black Widow?
Well, if I get in a fight with Black Widow, it's always better when you make up. You know what I'm saying? Come on. We're adults. Kids don't know what I'm talking about. You there, sir?
Will you ever appear in the Marvel Netflix show?
Would I film a Marvel Netflix show? What? Cameo. Would I film a cameo on a Marvel Netflix show? Is your question? Of course I would. I mean, Sam Jackson has done it. He did it with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So why wouldn't I? I mean, being in the Marvel Universe is a good time, so I would never turn down an opportunity to immerse myself more in the universe. You there! This is the last question! Is that a Rocky Horror Picture? No, what is that? I'm sorry, I'll stop talking.
3 hugs.
Go ahead.
So, 2 very quick things. First, how excited were you when you found out that you were going to be playing Falcon?
I was very excited. I cried like a baby. I truly did. I literally sat in my closet and cried for about an hour. You know how you cry so hard you need to take a nap? Like literally, I cried so hard I drank a glass of water and took a nap. It was great. I was really excited, and I was even more so excited because in your career you want to be acknowledged. You want to have someone say, hey, you've been doing a good job and here's your reward. And I felt up to that point I hadn't got that acknowledgement. I felt like I've been doing good work. I had 40 some odd movies on my resume, and 2 of them had won Best Picture, and you know, people had been nominated and all this stuff, and everybody's like, oh, I love all your movies. And it was like for naught, you know? Whereas if you're another actor, you can do 1 season of CSI LA, and next thing you know, you're Wolverine. You know? I mean, Hugh Jackman didn't do CSI LA. I'm just, you know, because I love Wolverine. But the reality of it was, I felt like that was my moment of acknowledgement. Everything in my career I had been working on had finally paid off with this opportunity to be the Falcon, because I knew it was such a major role, and it was going to be such a major role in this already exploding universe. So it was very emotional, and then very fun.
That's lovely to hear. The second thing is a request. Since I have a free hugs t-shirt on, could I get a hug from you, please?
All right, everybody has to look away though. All right, come on. Everybody, thank you for coming. Oh, we got one?
There's a tiny little guy there. Just put it on the mic.
Are you ever thinking about doing a Falcon movie alongside the other Avengers?
I think about it all the time. As a matter of fact, I have about a 3-hour movie on my cell phone right now that me and my friends have shot with our cell phones around the house for the past 2 years. That is the best Marvel movie ever made, of the Falcon at his house with his friends. It's all the time. I think about it. I'm thinking about it right now. Look at this. That was a great scene. I'm thinking about it right now. What do you think about a Falcon movie outside the Avengers?
I'd love it.
Whoa! Little people out there?
No, that's it.
All right. Thank you guys. Oh,
there's one more.
Where are you coming from?
So the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far has led up to Infinity War, and I was thinking about possible storylines after Infinity War, and I reckon we would all like, everyone in this room and everyone who's a fan of Marvel, and if you all agree with me, I mean, this is a pretty good storyline. X-Men versus Avengers.
I like that.
And also, can we take one big massive selfie in the room?
Whoa. I like that, 1. 2, it'll never happen because X-Men are owned by Fox, and Marvel is owned by Marvel.
Yeah, well, you guys got Quicksilver.
I'm not finished. Can I finish? Because you didn't ask a question. And we kicked the X-Men's ass. True story, true story. I've played it out many times on the video game. We kicked the ass. All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Mr. Anthony Mackie!